Perhaps one of the most dangerous forms of emotional manipulation is the kind that leaves no visible scars. Because gaslighting does not destroy someone through force, it destroys through confusion. At first, it sounds like harmless comments. You're overreacting. That never happened. You got it all wrong. You're too sensitive. And then something quiet begins, yet deeply destructive. You start doubting yourself, your own memory, your own perception, your own pain. You feel that something hurts, but the other person insists so often that it didn't happen that way that little by little your reality starts to become blurred. And perhaps that is the cruelest part of gaslighting. It is not simply about lying to someone. It is about making a person lose trust in their own mind. So you begin replaying conversations over and over again. You start apologizing without fully understanding why. You begin feeling guilty for reacting to the very things that hurt you. And little by little, living like this becomes an emotional maze. Because when someone constantly makes you question your own perception, you stop trusting even your own feelings. And that creates emotional dependency. Because the person who confuses you also becomes the person who explains reality to you. But there is something important that needs to be said. If you constantly leave conversations feeling confused, guilty, and questioning your emotional sanity, that is not healthy communication. Healthy relationships bring clarity, not constant confusion, not the fear of losing your mind, not the need to justify your pain over and over again. And perhaps the beginning of emotional freedom happens the moment you realize
you were not imagining everything. You were not too sensitive. You were simply being emotionally manipulated. Gaslighting is so dangerous because it does not make a person hate the other. It makes the person begin to doubt themselves. And when someone loses trust in their own perception, they become much easier to control. If there was ever a time when you started believing that you were overreacting, becoming confused, or going crazy within a relationship, perhaps this video has finally given a name to something you have been experiencing for a very long time. So subscribe to Ties That Hurt, because here we talk about the things many people feel, but almost nobody can explain. And perhaps someone you love needs to understand this too. Share this video. Tell me in the comments, have you ever experienced a situation where you began doubting your own reality within a relationship? Suggested reading. If you would like to better understand how gaslighting and psychological manipulation work, a few books can provide valuable insight. Why Does He Do That? Explores the mechanisms of emotional abuse, coercive control, and psychological manipulation in unhealthy relationships. The Body Keeps the Score helps explain the emotional and psychological impact that traumatic relationships can have on both the mind and the body. Films and series. Some stories portray the psychological effects of emotional manipulation with remarkable depth. Gone Girl explores psychological distortion and extreme manipulation within a relationship. Maid portrays the quiet reality of emotional abuse and the gradual loss of emotional autonomy. And Gaslight, the film that gave rise to the term gaslighting, shows exactly how a person can be manipulated into doubting their own sanity and perception of reality.
Recognizing it is not weakness, it's the first time I am choosing me. It's looking directly into the pain and deciding this won't be the end of me. The broken pieces that still remain are mine, and I can still rewrite my story now. The woman I was before all of this is still alive, and she can return somehow. Oh, deeply, but they will not hold me forever. I am still here, I can still become who I was. The ties that once held me down will not define how my story ends. I am still here, I can still become who I was. I am still here.